You've just had a great first date. The conversation flowed, you made her laugh, and you felt a real spark. But then you get home, the phone is silent, and the uncertainty kicks in. You start replaying every moment, wondering if you said the right thing, or if you're already fading from her memory. How do you make sure you are not just another nice guy she forgets by tomorrow? What if you could move beyond just hoping she texts back? What if you could use powerful principles of human psychology to not only get her attention, but to spark a deep, lasting attraction? Let's be honest. Have you ever felt that sinking feeling when a woman you're into starts to pull away? The texts get shorter, the replies take longer, and she's suddenly busy. It's a feeling of powerlessness that way too many men know. You did everything you were told. You were nice, complimentary, and agreeable. And you got put in the friend zone, or worse, ghosted. Here is the problem. A lot of common dating advice teaches you to be predictable and safe. But attraction isn't built on being safe. It's built on tension, intrigue, and a real emotional connection. It's not about being the nicest guy in the room. It's about being the one she can't stop thinking about. This isn't about cheap pickup lines or manipulative games. This is about understanding attraction on a deeper level. We're going to explore the psychology of desire and emotional bonding, and I'm going to give you a clear, actionable playbook based on well-established psychological concepts that you can start using tonight. By the end of this video, you will have 7 powerful strategies that will shift you from a forgettable maybe into the man who stands out. These are the keys to making her see you as a high-value man she not only wants, but feels a genuine pull towards. So, pay close attention, because we're about to begin. The principle of value. The art of being unforgettable. The first, and maybe the most powerful idea comes from behavioral economics, but it applies perfectly to attraction. The scarcity principle. The concept is simple. We tend to place a higher value on things that are less available. Now, how does this relate to you? Most guys, especially when they really like a woman, do the exact opposite. They flood her with availability. They text her good morning and good night. They reply in seconds. They're always ready to drop everything for her. In effect, they signal that their time and attention aren't very valuable. This behavior, while well-intentioned, can accidentally lower attraction because it can come across as needy. To make her truly intrigued, your time and attention must be valuable. This isn't about playing games. It's about genuinely having a life, a purpose, and a mission outside of her. Your attention is a prize because it's not just given away freely. It has to be earned. So how do you apply this? First, pace your communication naturally. You don't need to overthink it, but you also don't need to respond instantly. Live your life. When you're at the gym, be present at the gym. When you're focused on work, be focused on work. This shows that your world doesn't revolve around her, which paradoxically makes her want to be a bigger part of it. Second, keep your own social life and hobbies. Don't cancel plans with your friends just because she might become available. It's not only healthy, it's attractive. It shows you're a complete person, not someone looking for a partner to complete them. When you aren't always available, the time you do spend together becomes more meaningful. It becomes an event she looks forward to and thinks about long after it's over. You become a rare find, not something she can get anywhere. Emotional dynamics, mastering connection. Humans aren't creatures of pure logic, especially when it comes to attraction. We're driven by emotion. We connect with people who make us feel something. Many nice guys operate on a flat emotional line. They're consistently pleasant, agreeable, and a little boring. They don't create any emotional peaks or valleys. A connection with them can feel predictable and lack passion. To create a memorable attraction, you need to be emotionally dynamic. Think of it as being the exciting movie trailer, not the calm documentary. This means creating a range of feelings in your interactions, from laughter and fun to tension and intrigue. This isn't about manufacturing drama. It's about being a man who isn't afraid to lead the interaction into different territories. Think about the best movies. They aren't just 2 hours of happy scenes. They have suspense, humor, and moments of real connection. That's what makes them compelling. Your interactions can have that same dynamic quality. So, how do you do this? Start by breaking the pattern of constant validation. Instead of just showering her with compliments, learn to use playful teasing. If she says something a little dorky, you can smile and say, "You're such a nerd sometimes, and I love it." This little push-pull creates a spark of fun, flirty tension that separates you from every guy who just tells her she's beautiful. Also, don't be afraid to challenge her or have your own opinion. Healthy debate creates intellectual sparks and respect. She doesn't want a yes man, she wants a man who has his own mind. Finally, mix up your dates. Don't just do dinner and a movie. One time, take her to an art gallery for a thoughtful conversation. The next, go go-karting for an adrenaline rush. Then, have a quiet night in where you cook together and build intimacy. By varying the emotional tone of your time together, you keep things fresh and exciting. She'll never know exactly what to expect, and that unpredictability is the essence of excitement. She'll be wondering what you'll do next, and that anticipation is a key ingredient for attraction. The puzzle principle, the power of gradual discovery. One of the biggest mistakes men make early on is oversharing. In an effort to build a quick connection, they lay all their cards on the table on the first date. Their life story, their deepest insecurities, their biggest dreams. This solves the puzzle of who you are before she's had a chance to get invested in figuring it out. Think of yourself as a compelling mystery. The reader is hooked because they want to know what happens next. If the ending is revealed in chapter 1, there's no reason to keep reading. You want to be that novel she can't put down. This is the puzzle principle. It's about revealing yourself in layers, giving her just enough to stay intrigued, but always leaving her wanting a little more. This taps into a psychological idea known as the Zeigarnik effect, which suggests our brains tend to remember uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. When you present yourself as a puzzle, her mind may subconsciously keep working to figure you out, even when you're not around. Applying this isn't about being secretive, it's about pacing. On a date, when she asks a deep question, give a thoughtful but concise answer. Then, turn the question back to her. "That's definitely part of my story, but I'm more interested in hearing about your biggest adventure." This does two things. It maintains a little mystery about you, and it makes her feel valued because you're showing genuine interest in her. Use storytelling. Instead of just stating, "I work in finance," tell a quick, compelling story. "There was this one time at work when a huge deal was about to fall apart, and I had to." This is way more engaging and reveals your character like being calm under pressure, without you having to say it. You're slowly giving her pieces of the puzzle. A piece about your career here, a piece about your passion there. This gradual process of discovery is far more powerful and creates a deeper bond than just handing her your life story on day one. She won't just be attracted to you, she'll be fascinated by you. The power of stability, becoming her rock. Deep within attraction is a fundamental dynamic. A woman is drawn to a man who makes her feel safe. This isn't just about physical protection, it's about emotional safety. It's about creating a space where she can let her guard down and be vulnerable. The man who provides this emotional stability becomes incredibly attractive and hard to replace. This has nothing to do with her being a damsel in distress. A strong, independent woman doesn't need a man to save her. But she often wants a man whose stable presence allows her to relax. She might spend all day being in control and on. With you, she wants to feel like she can finally let that go. So how do you do this? First, you must be a rock of emotional stability. When she's stressed or upset, you can't meet her chaos with more chaos. You need to be the calm, grounding force. This means being in control of your own emotions. Practice active listening without immediately trying to fix her problems. Often she doesn't want a solution, she just wants to be heard. Validate her feelings with things like, "That sounds incredibly frustrating," or "I can see why you feel that way." This simple act shows her you're on her team. Second, be decisive. A man with a plan is incredibly attractive. Instead of the weak, "So, what do you want to do?" say, "I know a great Italian place that gets amazing reviews. Let's go Friday at 7. How does that sound?" It takes the mental load off of her and shows leadership and competence. Finally, be her biggest supporter. Genuinely support her ambitions and celebrate her wins no matter how small. Show that you believe in her. When she's facing a challenge, ask, "What's the one thing I can do to help you with that right now?" This shows you're invested in her happiness. By becoming her source of emotional support and stability, you build a bond of trust that goes way beyond surface-level attraction. She'll start to see you not just as a guy she's dating, but as her partner. The validation loop. The art of making her feel seen. In a world of superficial interactions, one of the most powerful things you can do is make a woman feel truly seen and understood. We all have a deep need to feel that someone gets us. When you can consistently provide this feeling, you create a powerful cycle of positive reinforcement that makes her feel amazing in your presence and crave that feeling when you're gone. This goes way beyond generic compliments like, "You're beautiful." She's heard that 1,000 times. The key here is specificity. It's about noticing the unique things about her that others overlook. The first step is to pay attention. Really listen. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Notice her passions, her quirks, the way her eyes light up when she talks about something she loves. Remember the details. The next step is to reflect those details back to her in a meaningful way. For example, instead of, "You're so smart," say something like, "The way you explained that complex problem was incredible. Your mind just works on a different level." The first is generic. The second is a specific observation that shows you were not only listening, but were genuinely impressed. Or let's say she mentioned weeks ago she was nervous about a presentation. On that day, a simple text, "Hey, thinking of you. You're going to kill that presentation today." This small gesture shows you remembered, you care, and you believe in her. It validates her efforts and strengthens the emotional bond. This creates a loop. You make her feel seen, which makes her feel good, so she opens up more. As she opens up, you learn more about her, which lets you validate her on an even deeper level. This cycle builds intimacy and trust faster than almost anything else. She'll start to associate you with that incredible feeling of being profoundly understood. The man who can make a woman feel truly seen becomes the one she doesn't want to live without. The unbreakable frame, the gravity of a man with purpose. What's one of the most attractive qualities in a man? Looks? Money? Humor? While those help, the foundation of deep, lasting attraction is a man's frame. Your frame is your worldview, your beliefs, your boundaries, your mission. A strong frame means you have a solid sense of self and purpose that isn't dependent on anyone else's approval, especially not hers. A man with a strong frame has his own gravity, and it naturally pulls others into his orbit. Many men operate with a weak frame. When a woman disagrees with them or pulls away, their frame shatters. They become needy and reactive, trying to change themselves to win her back. This is a major turnoff because it signals a lack of inner strength and self-respect. A man with a strong frame is different. He's reliable because his actions align with his values, not his fleeting emotions. He respects her because he respects himself. So, how do you build this? First, have a mission in your life that's bigger than any one person. This could be your career, a business, a creative passion, or a fitness goal. It's your why. When a woman sees you're driven by a purpose, she'll instinctively respect you. She knows you won't drop your entire life for her, which paradoxically makes her want to be part of that life even more. Second, have boundaries and stick to them. Boundaries are just self-respect in action. This means being comfortable saying no. If you need a night to work on your project, you take it. You don't need to apologize profusely. You can state your needs calmly. "I'd love to see you, but Thursday is my dedicated project night. How about we do Saturday instead? I can make a reservation." This shows your time is valuable, and you're the architect of your own life. Third, don't overreact emotionally when things don't go perfectly. Sometimes she might be moody or cancel a date. A man with a weak frame gets upset or anxious. The man with a strong frame remains unbothered. He might respond with lighthearted humor or just give her space, confident in his own value. This calm, non-reactive strength is incredibly attractive. It communicates that you're a stable, reliable man, and that security is something she will deeply admire. Painting a shared future. Planting the seeds of us. This final strategy is a subtle but powerful communication tool. It involves talking about the future in a way that naturally includes her, helping her subconsciously visualize and invest in a shared journey with you. This isn't about planning a wedding on the third date. It's about planting small, casual seeds that let her imagination build a world where you and her are a natural team. When you do this right, you help her create the feelings of a long-term connection before it's even official. This builds a sense of momentum and makes the idea of not being with you feel like a real loss. The key is to keep it light, casual, and confident. You're not asking for permission, you're just painting a picture. For example, on a date at a great restaurant, you could casually say, "This place is amazing. We'll have to come back in the summer when the patio is open." The key word is we. It's a simple statement that assumes a future where you're still together. A few more examples. If you're talking about a movie coming out in a few months, "Oh yeah, that looks incredible. We should definitely go see that when it comes out." If she mentions she loves hiking, "I know this incredible trail that's beautiful in the fall. We'll have to make a trip up there once the leaves change." If you discover a shared love for a type of food, "Next time we get together, I'm taking you to a place that has the best tacos you've ever had." Notice how these are confident statements, not needy questions like, "Do you maybe want to go hiking with me in the fall?" That confidence is part of the attraction. You're leading the interaction and framing the connection as something with a future. You are building a bank of shared future experiences. When she goes home, her mind might replay these little scenarios. She's now emotionally investing in the idea of us. The more this happens, the more the idea of a future with you becomes familiar and desirable. This subtle shift in her mind is a huge step in turning fleeting attraction into a deep... So there you have it. 7 psychological strategies to help you become the man she can't stop thinking about. Let's do a quick recap. First, the principle of value, making your time and attention a prize. Second, emotional dynamics, using variety to create excitement. Third, the puzzle principle, revealing yourself in layers to build intrigue. Fourth, the power of stability, becoming her source of emotional safety. Fifth, the validation loop, making her feel truly seen and understood. Sixth, the unbreakable frame, developing a core of inner strength and purpose. And finally, painting a shared future, planting the seeds of us in her mind. Remember, these aren't tricks, they are principles of attraction. This is about becoming a higher value man, one who has a purpose, respects himself, understands emotion, and isn't afraid to lead. When you embody these qualities, the deep attraction she feels will be a natural response to the confident man you've become. The tools are yours. Now, it's up to you. If you got value from this video and you're ready to be the man she truly desires, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss what's next. And I'm curious, which one of these 7 strategies resonated with you the most? Which one are you going to start applying today? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.